welcome back to Manifest Destiny and Victoria 2. Been a little bit of time since I last hopped to this game. I have to find more time to play this game, god damn it, but I just haven't found time recently. But what I did have time recently to do was to try out Imperator Rome. Now, I already know on the Steam reviews is a whole shit fest going on. It's like a complete shit show with Imperator Rome. And from the amount of time I've played it, which isn't too long, it's mainly like what, 2-3 hours at most. I had fun with the game. It was pretty simple, straightforward. Kind of reminded me of how Stellaris was when it was first released. And I have to say, the game is fun overall, but I'm not gonna lie, it is lacking in almost all areas at the same time. Now, I'm not gonna hold that against the game because it is launch and I haven't had any major issues with it. Well, the only issue I could say I've had with the game is the startup. Every time I try to launch the game, it sometimes won't launch at all, and it'll take me several tries to get in before I can see the main menu. But when I get to the main menu and start the game up, game runs smoothly, graphics are nice, map is so fucking beautiful, and I've been having like sort of ball playing it. I'm playing as Rome currently, and you know, just in general doing Roman things like conquering the Italian peninsula and so on and so forth. And I've just been intrigued because one, antiquity is one of my favorite periods in time, and I was gonna play as Macedonia, but I was like, let me just play as Rome because, you know, God for the Republic, and I was about to say God save the Emperor, but we're playing as the Republican Rome before it became Empire. I am so disappointed though that the start date literally takes place just about 10 years after the death of one of my favorite historical leaders, which is Alexander the Great. Just 10 years, and then takes place over yonder, like just about all this mess, and you see like the breakup of his empire with like Ptolemaic Egypt and the Seleucids and all that fun stuff over here. But who knows? I hope they expand the timeline, because as far as I know, the timeline extends from what was it? I can't remember which war, but it ends pretty much during the it ends just around the reign of Augustus, which I think is about over 400 years of gameplay. But hey, I have to say, I mean, it's pretty fun so far. I have scoured the forums and seen that there has been a lot of issues with like time ticks, people having troubles like figuring out what pops do. And let me pause this conversation. Let's see. Resolute return. The HMS Resolute was found adrift in the North Atlantic after having been abandoned by the squadron in search of the lost polar explorer Sir John Franklin. The United States brought the ship from salvagers, refitted the vessel, and returned it to Great Britain. Oh, up our relations and gives us prestige. Neat. But yeah, as I was saying, a lot of people have different problems with the game. Like, I see one of the general complaints is the game tries to be jack of all trades, master of none, and what I mean by that is they try to take elements from CK2, EU4, Victoria 2, and I guess a little bit of Stellaris, and tries to roll them up into one, but never really excelling in any of them. Let's see. I forgot. What did I set my trade policy as? I think it was this one. Yeah, it was that one. Let's just keep this as that going. I'm gonna still continue to play a little bit of Isolationist US real right now, because I honestly forgot what my plans were in general. I did say I want to get into colonization a little bit, but we'll see where that gets us. Right now, I think I might hold off on colonization instead, colonization of Africa and just focus on colonization of Europe, if you catch my drift. But overall, I've had fun playing Imperator Rome. Problems I've had with the game are minor complaints, such as the diplomacy between nations to me is pretty asinine. Whereas I wish it was like the same thing as E4, where, oh, if I want to raise relations with a nation, I could just like send a diplomat, or hell, in the very least, they could just say you just send a diplomatic envoy, which they did around this time period. I would have really preferred that instead of spend like 25 oratory points to raise relations for like the next several years. And it's like, okay, what next? Because the game really uses a lot of like point-based stuff, such as similar to the monarch system. I believe in the forums they termed it as mana, which pretty much what it is, like magic powers in a sense. But I wish it was like a little bit different. But I do know they're working on like, you know, coming out with the patch, like the Ptolemy patch, which is gonna like, you know, fix some oh no, not Ptolemy, Pompeii patch, where they're gonna fix some of the issues, and I think they're gonna add like a second council to the Roman Republic, or to hold up, okay, I thought something just freaked out on my PC for a second. But yeah, they're working on it. The trade system of the game, I was like, what do I do for trade? And it's so simple, but it's so like, I kind of find it simple, fun, but backwards all at once. It's like, oh, export this good to this place, get 0.47 economic power and such. And then if you import certain things to your capital and get a surplus, you get like bonuses such as like lower land maintenance or like higher discipline, things like that. And like they come out with like weird things where people will be like, hey, could you voters' rights, such as they'll say something nonsensical like, can you give us your wine, I think it was, and that's like gives you a surplus, like to lower your land maintenance. I could be wrong about this. This is one of the goods. Let's see, which one should I just reform? Immigration attraction plus 1%. Mobilization size plus 1%. Land starting experience. Let's do secret ballots. Get the immigration boost. But it's really like they'll ask you for stuff, and I'm like, what's the point when I am trying to, like, you know, if I just get the surpluses, then I get the bonuses. The more surpluses I have, the more bonuses I get, and the easier the game is overall. The alliance system is also weird in a way, where they have different levels of powers in the game, such as you have like the starting stage. I'm really new to the game, as you can see, but it's like you have the starting states, which are like little mini like nations. Then you become, when you take up enough territories and cities, you become a regional power, and from there you can become essentially something similar to a great power, where you won't really be able to ally anyone, I don't think, but you'll be able to like set up satellites and client states, which are, you know, just as good, because we all love a little client state here or there. Combat is new, somewhat different, but I haven't really gotten into any of the intricacies of the tactics in that game either. It's mainly just been like, I have like a whole lot more units compared to all my neighbors, and I just crush them each and every way until Sunday. And that's really like one of the things I find funny about the game. Is super easy to like, well, as Rome in particular, I can't say about other nations, but it's just super easy to just steamroll the hell out of everybody as Rome, especially around your neighbors. And the more territories you have, the more easy it is to like just dominate everyone. And on top of that, there's like, you know, troubles where they have a pop system similar to Victoria 2, but their pop system is, where's something? Okay, you see these Native American miners? I could just, in the game, I could just go into a menu, hop in, press a button, and convert them to like American culture. Like simple as that. And it helps, like, you know, reduce any internal problems and overall help you get stronger as the game progresses. They have their own version of like, it's like like their aggressive expansion in the game is basically, as far as I could tell, almost entirely like the Infamy system, but with slight differences involved. But I have to say this: if you want the game as it is now, where it's, you know, fun to play, easy to get into, so you can start learning things, I would say go for it. But if you want like more of an in-depth gameplay shenanigans with it, I would just say maybe hold off until like the first patch, or just to see where it goes from there. But overall, I'm having fun with it. I might start an LP of it, but my plate's a little bit full right now, so I don't know how that'll work out in the end, but we'll see. But anyway, enough of Imperator Rome. Let us talk about the grand old Victorian era and what the hell is going on in the world. So, see any wars going on? Nope. Okay, we're a decent lead ahead of Prussia. Kind of behind the Russian Empire, but gotta get our industry up and our military strength up. So, alright, ally with you. Let's build some more troopers. I'm kind of neglecting our navy, but we're gonna get to them shortly. We have to get to steel steamers anyway. So like I said, once I did want to get into colonization, so what was I researching now? Semi-automation. Let's focus some military techs, like get down from muzzle-loaded to breech-loaded rifles and start dealing out damage like that. Then I could start doing, probably go for Raider Group Doctrine next. Because why not? We could, honestly, we could just establish a protectorate over here. We got a lot to choose from. Could go for Ashanti. That'll lead us to war with Dahomey. UK may do that, but Oyo right here, they got a little confederation. What about Benin? Trying to find like a good spot. Well, obviously, I'd probably just go for Benin. And let's see, we could honestly just turn them into a puppet, but like, did this go up? I don't remember it being 15 to, oh wait, it's established a protectorate. Can't do anything with Sokoto. We really could just establish a protectorate over here. I mean, we can take the infamy hit, like, not really gonna do much. Yeah. Oh, that's a nation. I thought that was part of the map for a second. Hell, I would just go for Benin. Or actually, Luongo down here. Go for them. Get a nice, decent chunk in Central Africa. And it could do wonders for our pop. Let me check the budget. We lower the hell out of everything. You know what? Screw it. What I'm actually going to do, we're gonna have to build some steamer transports. Get some of these built. Come on. Damn you, we need to expand overseas. Down here. Alright. Well, oh yeah, before I completely forget, Imperator. I think I already said this, but the game is just gorgeous looking. Like the map is so gorgeous. It's like, oh my god, just like, mwah, beautiful. But I hope the game doesn't end up like how Stellaris ended up for me, where I just cannot. Oh damn, we already have more than enough intellectuals. What the hell am I doing? All right, let us instead focus on spreading our soldier pop for right now. I'll raise more troops because damn you, we need to have a bigger army. Just raise some soldier pops. Alright, so let us go for muzzle-loaded rifle. Modernize our military force. And I hear my headphones are dying, but hopefully they'll carry me through until the end of this video. Let's see. I actually might make a little mini video. Actually, yeah, let me think about that. I'll put a mini video up about Imperator. It won't be too long. It's just like show how fancy everything is. Debate. That'll give me something neat to do. You hit the Fredericksburg. Alright, and steamer transports are being made. Good. We need this. The United States needs to reach its full economic potential, and if that means colonization, then so be it. Could also just simply go for a place in the sun with Spain and take over Cuba. That's a thought. But anyway, let's just focus on here. So Prussia, what's going on with you, buddy? I need you to accept your historical destiny and become Germany. Do it, damn you. Hungry down here is like, hey, I'm hungry. Does UK have a little bit of China? They got Hong Kong down here and Shanghai up there. I'm surprised. Oh, thank you, Darwinism. Thank you. That got discovered. That's so much of a relief. I'm surprised, really. There's no wars. Oh, never mind. Britain is still having fun down there in India. And Saudi Civil War. Ah. Oh, man. Will this form... I wonder if Nej pulls it off. Will it form Saudi Arabia? Interesting things are happening. But the pops here are so atrociously low. Lord, that reminds me of one playthrough when I formed Arabia. All I have to say about that one was I completely fucked over my pops in the beginning wars. I managed to form Arabia, but the only thing that was really protecting me and guaranteeing my independence was me being backed by the Ottoman Empire. So speaking of Paradox games, I think I touched upon this probably earlier glanced over in one of my earlier rambles. Stellaris was fun to me when it was initially released. The most recent DLC release, name cannot come to mind what the name of the DLC was, but the one where they basically revamped the trade system and added the new corporate, was it Megacorp? I think that's what it was called. Yeah, that one basically killed all my interest I have in the game currently. I'm pretty sure they updated a lot of the problems it had when it was first initially released, but I just haven't, like, you know, both found the time or the will to hop back into Stellaris. I just heavily disappointed by that DLC because it made the early game so much more tedious and slower than I previously could deal with. Like, I already had a problem with the early game for Stellaris since the very beginning. Day one, when it was first released, it was not super quick, but it was bearable to me. Oh, what's this? The Paraguay expedition. Some years ago, the American ship USS Walter Witch was doing a scientific expedition on the Paraná River when Paraguayan troops fired against it. This act of aggression wasn't met by an official apology by Paraguayan dictator Carlos Lopez. This insult went unanswered for too long. Now the U.S. Congress authorized for a naval squadron to be sent to Paraguay to seek redress from Paraguay for the shelling of the Water Witch, which had resulted in the death of an American citizen. That's spelling hurt, but okay. Ship's helms, man. Time to show American gunboat diplomacy. I want Paraguay. Man, let's look at all my Central American states. That's some fun, but Paraguay. Oi. Better apologize. I wonder if it's gonna do something funny for a response. But early game in Stellaris was so slow. Like pretty much after several dozen updates and when a time Utopia came about and such, the early game was heavily slowed down, but I still had fun with the game. Stellaris to me just has two glaring problems. One, the early game is too slow, and then two, the end game is basically just that, the end game. It's like almost too easy at that point. By the time I get to the end game of Stellaris, I don't really have to worry about... Oh, Uruguay, not Paraguay. Uruguay refused to give military access. The Uruguayan government refused to give us military access. This expedition will happen one way or another. Well, this is going to lead to a war. But yeah, like, the only time I have fun in Stellaris is just the mid game, which usually is about 1 to 2 centuries in, like, the middle of a campaign. But by the time I get through the mid game, it's like even though there'll be like a ton of nations, because I set up a ton of nations, and there'll be like several blocks of power throughout the galaxy, it's more like not really, oh, I can't fight them because I'll lose. It's more like I don't feel like going through all the logistical BS just to fight them. And you know, if I'm like really into it, I'll be like, okay, let's fight several blocks, like 2 blocks of powers at once, like a federation and then like an imperial, like an empire with a ton of vassals. Let's just fight them and see like carve our swath through the galaxy. And then the other one, which is just like, oh, you reached the end game, and most of the time I get to the end game, it's just like the AI revolution or the Unbidden. And you know, just have fun with that, but they're more like annoyances by the time that occurs to me. The same thing with Fallen Empires. Pretty much once you, like, if you swallow Fallen Empire, the rest of the game just becomes real easy. Same thing is if you reverse engineer Unbidden tech. But when they revamped the trade system, initially I was not a fan of that. I was a fan of them like evolving the game to have a better economic system, but I wasn't really a fan of how it was initially implemented. Though I have heard from some buddies of mine who played it that it has been reformed, and who knows? I'll probably dive into it again sometime soon. But right now, I'm enjoying Imperator, Vicky, CK2, and EU4, which I deciding which to do next. I want something to happen this episode. It's like too many episodes have passed with nothing really happening. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna establish a protectorate in Benin. Because god damn it, I am going to like I want this to be more entertaining for you people. I want to like have bloodshed, and it's not going to be major bloodsheds until crises occur, and when those occur, oh, I wonder. I'm gonna be a little bit afraid because I think it's going to probably break the United States a little bit. Anyway, my truce ports are getting over here. Let's get a couple more. And let's get some commerce raiders. We have these man of wars and frigates. We have to refit our whole navy. Yeah, and let's go to breech loaded rifles next. Give us a little edge. And you guys, let me get you some arties and a couple hussars. 13.3 infamy, so be it. I want us to expand a little bit. So we're gonna bulk up our navy, and we are just going to give ourselves a nice little decent invasion force to go invade Africa with. This way we could at least start expanding our little nascent empire. And speaking of that, who did I not sphere down here? You shall be sphere now. Whether you like it or not, Peru. And let's lower this. Let's continue on with our expansion into South America. Our sphere expansion, just in case. That's Massachusetts. Let me turn this around. I really shouldn't be raising that many soldier pops down here in Kentucky, like down south. Let's do Maryland. Instance. Haiti wants an alliance. The more the merrier, as I say. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this video up right here. So, next video, we're going to jump in and beat the hell out of Benin. Just to annex them, and it seems that France has already gotten the idea to taking over Ashanti right now, so that's why we have to hurry up, because scramble for Africa is in its earliest of phases. And let me also boost this up for when the time comes. Well, at least to 50% right now. And I'm gonna lower military spending to about 80%. Do that because we're gonna have to get on some military adventurism real quick. So let me see. All right, 184 days. So this is definitely gonna be in the next video. And Nejd is winning its war. Go ahead, Nejd. Fulfill your destiny. Even though your capital's being sieged down right now, which is kind of dumb. Once you turn around, who are they at war with? Which one? Should I just... Let us go for this one. I totally forgot about inorganic chemistry. Let's do that because we're going to be in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more. And when we return, we shall expand into Africa for our first steps and try to make our way, just try to conquer the Central African region. Because first step is going to be building a naval base here in Benin, and then trying to rush over to here, try to cut the Spaniards off. So hope to see you guys again soon. This is SoloSupreme, and have a great day, folks.
Now this one is pure niceness.